Okay, I'm going to start off teaching you slide number 4 for landforms. So this is our last set of slides for landforms. There are many more landforms in the world, but we're just going to concentrate on these 20 right now. So slide number 1, look and think about what does that look like. What do you think is going on here? Looks like snow, looks like ice, but this is a glacier. And a glacier is a huge sheet of ice that moves slowly across the land. And it moves very slowly across the land. The very huge sheets of ice and snow, and they just move across the land. And as they do all kinds of destruction to the land. They move and erode the land below it. Rocks get caught up in the ice and frozen, and as the ice melts, it dumps its load of rocks and ice, so it can leave big piles of rocks and dirt. It can leave big areas open. That's as it's taking away rocks and dirt and the land with it. So glaciers are pretty destructive, but they're slow moving, very slow moving. Okay, I'm going to give you the definition because we've kind of talked about it. So this is a piece of land that has water all the way around it, not just three sides, but all the way around it. So think about what that is, and that would be called an island. All right, this is kind of this. We're not going to talk about a waterfall here, but we're going to talk about where the starting point of a river is. So somewhere the river has to start, and that is called a source. So the source is the starting point of a river, and this happens to be this river starting point where the water's kind of coming out of the ground and falling down, and then this is the source, and then it goes on and makes a river and carries on downstream. And then you'll have tributaries join that river along the way, and but where the river begins is known as a source. Okay, the next one is just one peak by itself. It's not a whole bunch of them together. So that's just known as a mountain. So there's just one mountain there. We're not doing a mountain range, it's just a mountain. All right. This is, let me think, I gotta find it. It is where it comes down in kind of this bowl fashion. See how it's kind of, it's not flat like the valley, but it is in a bowl fashion. And where it comes in this rounded shape, before it hits a valley, it's this rounded shape. It's known as a basin, a bowl-shaped landform surrounded by higher land. So see how that's kind of a bowl-shaped, and then it's surrounded by higher land, and that's known as a basin. So think of a water basin or a sink. Another name for sink is a basin, and kind of think of its shape and kind of see that shape there. Okay? All right, now think about what this would be. And where you, oops, that's not right. That should say mountain. That is wrong. That should say mountain. Okay, that's the basin right there. Okay. All right, so say the definition. Okay, it's a bowl-shaped landform surrounded by higher land. Those two slides got mixed up. Think of a mountain. It's just one mountain, and usually there's a lot of mountains in a mountain range, a mountain peaks. And so just one of those we call a mountain. Okay, think about what this is. How would you describe it? All right, and that's a glacier. Okay, what is this picture doing? Okay, and we have water starting in one certain point that's creating a river. So it's the starting point of a river is known as a source. Okay, and then describe this landform. What is it called? And an island it is. So that's our last landforms. So you may work on those and get the next set in. and then all 4 sets will be due next week.